Hey guys, for this episode of the series, we're going to be trying something a little bit different. Basically, what we're going to be doing is running through these picks a lot faster and just trying something completely, unique and just different from what I usually do with the series, and give a quick explanation, maybe a sentence or two, or as quick as I can humanly, get it out of my mouth, of why I'm picking which team over which team and X reason, blah, 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 yada, yada. So, for the recap, as you see on your screen, just No, by far my worst week. I was highly emotional last week. It was a bad week for me, and just volatile, just dog shit, just horrible. And I just no, I just no. Okay. However, don't be discouraged. The week before this one, my worst week, we had our best week, only losing 2 games and winning 13. So don't get discouraged. Keep listening. Make your own decisions. Be smart with your money. Get as much information as humanly possible while I get a text message, and be informed before you bet your money. Real quick, Thursday night matchup. Rams, Seahawks. Obviously take the Rams with the spread, the points. I think it's 2.5. They're going to win, and it's going to be by more than a field goal. So do that for sure. And I'm getting multiple text messages. Hopefully, Cooper Kupp goes off. Funny story. I have Cooper Kupp in both leagues, and I'm playing him, and I'm playing against DK Metcalf in both leagues. So, update. That went horrible. The Rams did win, like I predicted, but DK Metcalf destroyed me. And Cooper Kupp again. Matthew Stafford's just honestly looking terrible. I don't know how they're winning, and their schedule's fucking easy. They're basically guaranteed to be 7-1 is what you're telling me? Like 7-1. They're 4-1 now. It's 7-1. Anyways, beyond pointless games that don't matter and are already in the past at this point, we are getting right into this matchup. I've wasted enough of my own time and yours. So, Jets of the Falcons. We're going with the Falcons. I know that Calvin Ridley isn't going to be there. The Falcons' number 1 receiver. At first, I thought they were playing the Jags, and I was like, oh, well, DJ Chark's out, I'm pretty sure, so they're both missing the number 1, so obviously I had to go with this team. But then I realized, oh my god, it's the fucking Jets. They're coming off a win. But I mean, they went to overtime against a Titans team that has one of the worst defenses in the league and was missing A.J. Brown, Julio Jones, and even their 3rd receiver, I'm pretty sure, literally was missing their top 2 wide receivers, and they still almost lost. It's kind of pathetic, to be honest, by the Jets. So we're going Falcons in a shitty London game that no one's going to be awake to fucking watch, and I'll see if I'm right or wrong once I wake up for the actual games that are important. Next up, speaking of important games, Lions at the Vikings. We're going Vikings at home. The Vikings are coming off a bad one against the Browns, where their offense did amazing on the first drive and then literally flew back to, I don't know, hell or just some pit in the ground. Who fucking knows? But we're going Vikings at home because the Lions they've lost their star pass rusher, their star corner, their star this, their star that. They're not using DeAndre Swift as much as they were in the beginning of the year. And the Vikings at home should be able to defeat the Lions here. Lions won't go, I always want to say undefeated when a team has 0 wins, but that's obviously not the right word. Why the fuck are people texting me? It's obviously not the right word. The Lions are going to win a game eventually, of course. They won't go unwinned. I don't know how to say it, but it won't be this week. Saints at Washington. We're going to go with the Saints here. I know the Saints just lost to the Giants, but really a few big plays here and there. Washington struggled, even though they did win last week against the Falcons. They kind of struggled, and I forget the reasoning I kind of picked the Saints, but the Saints looked good in a loss other than a few mistakes. They beat themselves more than the Giants beat them, if that makes sense. And for Washington, I felt like watching their game in depth, in research, and just kind of doing a little research and study in general. I felt like they kind of have been such a huge letdown, especially on defense. I think the Saints are more than capable of driving against Washington, especially with the backup quarterback missing a few throws. I know people love Taylor Heineke and stuff, and that's great, but he is a backup, and there is a reason for that. I think once he faces a really good defense, you'll see. But for now, and I love him as much as the next guy, but for now, the Saints defense is going to have to do. But I think the Saints pull this one out in an away game. Next up, we have the Patriots at the Texans. We're going Patriots. The Texans are terrible, coming off a 0-score performance where the Bills scored 40. And of course, Mitch Trubisky, the MVP of that game, running in a touchdown at the end. Really clutch performance by him. Had to get it up to that 4-0 number. Anyways, so Patriots, obviously. The Texans are just if Tyrod Taylor's not back, I'm not even interested in picking them or thinking about them. So next game, I forgot for each matchup I was gonna say next up, and then I totally just fucking didn't do that. So next up, Dolphins at the Bucks. We're going with the Buccaneers, just like basically everyone else, because yeah. Next up, we got Packers at the Bengals. I'm actually going to pick the Packers. I know a favorite upset pick for some people right now is the Bengals. However, it's the Bengals, and they almost lost to the Vikings. The Bengals almost lost to the Vikings, and they lost to the Chicago Bears. Do you really think after losing to two of the worst teams in the NFC North, they're going to lose? They're somehow going to turn it around and win against one of the best without question in the NFC North? That doesn't make any sense. So Packers, obviously. You know, Joe Burrow is great. I love the kid. I think he's a future first ballot Hall of Famer. I love him as much as the next guy. I'd take him over Trevor Lawrence a million times over. But it's a team sport. It's the ultimate team sport. Doesn't matter. Packers are going to win. Next up, Broncos at the Steelers. I'm actually going with the Steelers at home, and I'll give you one reason why. Healthy defense for the most part, of course. They got TJ Watt back. I'm like 99% sure he shouldn't be missing this game. So yeah, and the Broncos on top of that, even though it looks like Bridgewater might play, he's going to have limited practice reps going into this against a tough defense. And if not, it's a backup quarterback in Drew Lock, who hasn't had a lot of time to really prepare or do much because he's been the backup all this time. And what do you think he's going to do against the Steelers defense? You know, both quarterbacks struggled against the Ravens defense, and the Steelers defense is mightily better than the Ravens defense. So this is going to be one that the Steelers actually managed to win, in my opinion. Next up, we have the Eagles at the Panthers. We're going to pick the Panthers. We picked them last week. They lost their first game of the season against the Cowboys. Sam Darnold got a little shook through some picks. Didn't look amazing. Had some mistakes for sure, but the defense was bad. They trade for Stephon Gilmore. Not sure when he'll play, of course. You know, all this is new to me. But they're making improvements because Joe Horn obviously got injured for a few months with a broken foot, I believe it was. So we're picking the Panthers. They keep this in mind. They're coming off a kind of devastating defeat, I would say. And they're facing an Eagles team that's looked really good against shitty competition. The Chiefs' defense is terrible. The Eagles' offense ain't that, all right? The Falcons are terrible. They weren't that week one. I keep telling people this. The Eagles are not that good. Jalen Hurts, you know, he can beat up really bad teams. I need to see him do it against a few good teams before I genuinely say, okay, that kid has got what it takes to make it the NFL level. I don't believe that whatsoever. And the Panthers, they're by no means the best defense, but they are certainly a lot better than the Chiefs' defense and the Falcons defense. I could say that with confidence. Next up, Titans at the Jaguars. We're going with the Titans here. I know the Titans are coming off a loss to the goddamn Jets, but like I said, A.J. Brown should be healthy for this one. The Jaguars are also missing DJ Chark. Urban Meyer is, I guess, humping chicks at bars instead of talking to his team on the flight home and shit. He's not really being a leader. I don't know, man. I don't know what the fuck's going on in Jacksonville. I'm not picking them. I'm staying away from Jaguars. Sorry, fans of the Jags. I get it, but I'm going with the Titans here. Next up, Browns at the Chargers. I got myself an upset pick. I never pick the Chargers. I am officially a hater. We're going with the Browns. You know, I'm sorry, man. Maybe I'll pick them next week. Who knows? I never feel in my heart that the Chargers are going to win. I never feel logically the Chargers should win this game. They just do somehow. But again, picking the Browns. Amazing, stellar defense. Running backs are looking phenomenal. Baker is a little shaky, but the other things are more than enough to carry him with a great head coach and Kevin Stefanski and a competent offensive coordinator. I think that the Browns, I keep saying it, I think they are genuinely a threat. And, you know, I picked against them last week. It burned me. I picked against the Chargers last week. It burned me. Everything burned me last week. So let's not hold that, you know, let's not make that the mark. But we're going with the Browns here. I think they're going to beat the Chargers. I think they'll have more fans in the Chargers stadium. If you didn't see that, I did some air quotes there. I know. Very, very good jokes. Next up, Bears at the Raiders. So for the Bears at the Raiders game, what I'm deciding to do is literally not pick the Bears because they're starting Justin Fields. They are retarded. Sorry, should I say that? Oh wait, I'm allowed to say that. Fuck you, motherfucker. All right, so Bears at the Raiders. We're picking the Raiders. They're at home, first of all. David Montgomery is out for this game as well, so you have to keep that in mind. And again, the Bears have Matt Nagy. There is no greater handicap in the NFL than having Matt Nagy as your head coach. And if you think there is one, go ahead and put it in the comments down below. We can have a fun little debate, but I think it's just about number one. Anyways, Next up, 49ers at the Cardinals. We're going to pick the Cardinals at home, looking like the best team in one of the most competitive, best divisions in all of football. 49ers are injured. What's new? And also controversy, with the quarterback situation. I want to stay away from it for at least a week or two until we have that properly set aside and figured out. I did these picks a little differently, man. I told you, this is how it's going to be. This is just how it's going to be. All right, next up. Giants at the Cowboys. We're going with the Cowboys at home. They perform better at home. And the Giants, like I said, I think that the Saints beat themselves more than the Giants beat them. So I think the Cowboys are genuinely a real team this year. Like, I think they're a lot better than being a part of the NFC least, if that makes sense. We'll see as they face better and better competition. But for now, the Giants are an opponent, especially with some missing key components on at least the offensive side of the ball, that I think the Cowboys are going to have a really good chance to really whip around here at a home game and send a message to the rest of their division rivals and really take a firm grasp of that division. Next up, we have the Bills at the Chiefs, impossibly the matchup of the goddamn year. This used to be the Rams at the Chiefs when Jared Goff was a quarterback, but now we got Matthew Stafford, who throws literally every pass to Van Jefferson for some fucking reason. Oh, and Robert Woods doesn't care about, the lack of receptions. So we're going to throw him about 30 receptions this next fucking game. Fuck you. He cares. Selfish motherfucker threatened to kill himself. I'd bet my fucking chapstick on it. And I need chapstick. I love chapstick. So Bills at the Chiefs. We're going with the Bills. They are away. But think about this. Here's my reasoning. The Chiefs are playing backyard football. They are sloppy. They have not faced real competition or beat real competition. They just have not done it. And the Bills, on the other hand, are looking like one of the most well-rounded, balanced teams on both sides of the ball. They're just elite on offense and defense, up and down the field, in the trenches, in the backfield, in the secondary, in the whatever. Well, they're just a great football team. The Bills looking like one of the best teams in the NFL, to me, through my eyes. However, the Chiefs could finally step up their game and prove me wrong. My picks have been wildly inconsistent. I either get a shit ton right or a shit ton wrong. However, I'm very confident that the Bills are going to go off in this game, and they're going to beat the Chiefs here in a really competitive one, because the Chiefs' defense is horrible. The Bills' defense is good. The Bills' offense is good. The Chiefs' offense is good. The Chiefs' defense is bad. So you tell me, an offense that can put up points is great, but also having a defense that can prevent the other side from putting up points, that really helps your offense that puts up points, because, oh shit, they don't have to do it all alone now. You can win competitive games. You can win games against teams that are considered juggernauts or just super teams, super squads. And that's what the Chiefs are. I've been picking the Chiefs all season long. It's finally time to pick against them, and I think this is a great time to do so. They haven't been that great this year, and this is just one of those matches. I think it's going to be obvious to a lot of people, not just me. So, go Bills. One of the teams I'm actually cheering for this year. But it doesn't mean we pick them blindly. I care much more about winning these pools and putting out good content than I do about, picking a team to win in this series and then being like, haha, that's the team I'm cheering for. Yay, let's go. I'm not a homer like that. I mean, literally, I'm a Bears fan, and I fucking hate the Bears, and I pick against them almost every fucking week. You can trust me. I'm being as honest as I can, as brutally honest with you as I can. Next up, Monday Night Football. We got the Colts at the Ravens. Usually I spend 30 minutes on the Monday night games. This time, however, video's already longer than I'd like it to be, by the way. Fuck me. I can't do it. I can't make short videos. Colts at the Ravens. We're going to pick the Ravens at home. I keep picking against them. It's time to finally stop. I have to give in. I have to submit. Oh my God, the Ravens win matches they shouldn't all the fucking time. They're not good. I don't know how they do it. I can't. The Colts are terrible. Don't get me wrong. The Colts are fucking awful. I'm not picking them. So I'm picking the Ravens here. I actually have a total points of 44 with, I believe it's 27-17. So 27 Ravens at home. Colts score 17. But the most important thing is the total amount of points I predict in this game is 44. Now, once again, I was going to end this off by saying something funny. Ow, fuck my hand. I was going to end this off by saying something hilarious and really clever and awesome, and I had way more cool stuff to say instead of what I did say for a lot of the matchups. I just forgot all of it and I didn't write it down, and I fucking was like, I gotta record this eventually, so I gotta fucking hop in the room and do it. Drinking Gatorade that I made from powder. Anyways, I had to just fucking get in the room, hop into my fucking pants and fucking do it, because fucking fuck and fuckity fuck boo. So again, these picks are going to be a lot better than this last week, which was just, again, absolute horse caucus, just dog shit poppus, all that bad stuff. And I'm feeling really confident about it, but we'll see what happens, man. Football is one of the most unpredictable things in the world, which is why it's so terrifying to gamble on it and spend your money. And it's why I always tell you guys constantly in the descriptions and even in the videos, don't just listen to me or anyone else blindly. Use your money the smart way, invest it the smart way, gamble on what you believe is going to happen, and what you've done the research on knowing is going to happen. You can use me as a source, but don't just copy the answers down, if that makes any sense. And don't do that for anyone else as well. Hear multiple sources, gather their reasons, and then make your own educated, informed decision. And that's how you're smart with your money and you spend it properly. That's how you properly gamble, whether that's in Vegas or at the horses or on football matches or in pools with your friends, however it is, right? Or just randomly with your family because you're all psychotic. Anyways, it's gonna be it for this video. Hope you enjoyed this different format, and if you did, please leave a comment down below, leave a like on the video, and subscribe for more. I will see you guys later.